coming up on At Your Leisure.
It may be a little early for watermelons, but this week Ria and I are headed to Green River for their early Watermelon Crawl Festival.
This is Doug Jessup. In this episode of Jessup's Journeys, we're visiting with Devin Chavez with the Utah Division of State Parks.
And I'm Will Oxley. I'm back in Moab, experiencing the Red Rock in new eyes.
Honey, did you bring the watermelons?
No, but I've been spitting out seeds so we can find our way back.
There you go.
Hi everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth, and we are out in the Green River area, and we are on this wonderful event called the Watermelon Crawl.
We're on our way to Lost Springs, which is why I keep spitting out the seeds, because I don't want to become lost.
But we won't, because we have an unbelievable guide.
Yeah, we're on a trail with a group of about 30 or 40 people for this annual event sponsored by the city of Green River. And it grows every year, just like those great Green River watermelons do every summer.
Yeah, it's so delicious.
And we have an intruder coming over here, right into the middle of our shop.
I'm too cute. You're so cute. Hello.
There are off-road vehicles of all sizes here.
So fun.
And everybody's welcome. I hope you registered.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to find out a little bit about some of the fun people that show up for an event like this.
Just riding the side-by-side, to me, I get to enjoy the road outside, enjoy the air, and have a little bit of an adventure and see something I've never seen before. Hopefully, as long as they take care of it, so it'll be around for future generations.
Just good to get away from town, enjoy all the scenery, you know. I like the weather out here, awesome views. It's crazy because I don't know the story behind it or nothing, but it's cool. I was just out in the middle of nowhere. Someone was living out here at one point.
My kids have grown up on them, and we take our camper and our four-wheelers and we go to Hyuanas, we go to Moon Lake, Rock Creek, down to Moab. This is our first time in Green River and it's been really fun. Our kids have just grown up on them since they were babies, and our grandkids are now too.
I wanted to come on it last year but wasn't able to that weekend, and was really looking forward to coming down here because I've heard so much about Green River. We came down last year just on our own with a bunch of my buddies, and we kind of explored around, but we wanted to learn so many more trails, and so we decided we had to do this.
It's got so big that last year one day was just not enough. And we have riders riding three days of events. And then tonight we have a big get together. We have vendors and we have prizes. Lots of people will all be able to get together and mingle and visit and reminisce on the rides we've had and plan for next year.
I wanted to support Green River because I understand they're very UTV positive, and so we were excited for this trip. We brought 3 other couples with us, and we're just having an awesome time. There's some families that have 2 4-seat machines to be able to haul their kids, and to see the kids and the excitement that they have, and watch them when we stop and they run around and they're just playing around and they're just having a great time. And they're learning from their parents how to respect nature, respect the trails, and they're understanding it too, and that's the most important thing.
I'm sitting right here and that song that I love is coming to my mind. And I'm proud to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free.
To live in a log cabin
Just
on the
you
prairie.
and me. Anyway,
Wait,
this is so
we're not
remote.
going to get a songwriting contract anytime soon. But you know, one of the reasons people said they loved coming out here is the history.
Right.
And this is very interesting history. You know, they're log cabins that the ranchers and the cowboys used to homestead, really.
Yeah, this is a great ride. I mean, it is so authentic. It's crazy. It's awesome.
You know what it makes me think of?
What?
The second little piggy house.
Yeah.
Built out of sticks.
Right. But these are like, you know,
They're
wood
heavy,
beams.
They're heavy duty. They're industrial sticks.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we've got more to show you, but right now it's time for you to go to our where to.
Hi, this is Doug Jessup. Welcome to another episode of Jessup's Journeys. With me today, Devin Chavez with the Utah Division of State Parks. So, Devin, there's a lot of state parks, and some that people have been to, and some not so much. So, how many state parks are we up to so far?
46 right now.
Okay, so everybody get your piece of paper. There is going to be a quiz. These are the top 5 least visited state parks. Let's see how many of you've been to, okay? Number 5 least visited is?
Frontier Homestead State Park Museum in Cedar City.
Okay, now I love this one because it's got all kinds of activities, but also inside they've got the stagecoaches and all that neat stuff. What's your favorite thing about that one?
Interactive activities, like you said, making horseshoes, making rope, panning for gold, even doing a little bit of clothes washing outside, making history a little bit fun.
There you go. Okay, now let's go south a little bit to the little sleepy town of Blanding, Utah. There is the number 4 least visited state park is called?
Edge of the Cedars State Park Museum.
Okay, Edge of the Cedars. Okay, you know what? It's the edge of the state. That might be part of the thing. Okay, so what are people going to find there?
A lot of native artifacts, pottery. There's a macaw sash that actually proves trade between this area of Utah and the central Mexico area.
Wow.
So a lot of cool history there.
Okay, now talking about history, the number 3 least visited state park is in the town that was the actual center of government for the state of Utah for quite a while, actually, in Fillmore. So what's number 3?
Territorial State House.
Okay, what are people going to find there?
A lot of Utah history, like you said. It's the first state capital of Utah. So if people want to get to know history a little better, check it out.
Okay, now this next number 2, I got to ask you, okay, putting you on the spot, Devin, do you by chance happen to own a hang glider?
I do not.
Okay, neither do I, so I've seen people jump off of this, particular state park, but yeah, okay. The number 2 least visited state park is?
Flight Park State Recreation Area.
Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. And the number one least visited state park, sorry guys, is?
Paiute State Park.
Okay, now I hate to say it, it's probably because it's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but what's the thing that people like to do out there?
Usually people like to fish and do water recreation-based activities.
With another entry into Jessup's Journeys, people, places, and things you might not know about, I'm Doug Jessup for At Your Leisure. We'll be right back.
Tail Grunner Brett here, At Your Leisure product review. We are checking out a new motorcycle electric bike. We got Dylan Brown here. He's the inventor and builder of this. And Dylan, you want to tell us a couple of things about your bike here?
Absolutely, yeah. So we got a long travel scrambler. It's a trail bike, but it's also street legal. So you got 8 inches of travel up front and 6.5 inches of travel in the rear. A standover height of only 32 inches and a ground clearance of about 11.5 inches. So the really cool thing about this bike is it only weighs 160 pounds, which makes it really nimble off-road. Low center of gravity, you got your motor down below and your battery inside.
Some of my favorite things on this bike is, well, one, I was really shocked how comfortable you've made this seat.
Oh, thank you.
It's really nice. I like the different modes in it. It looks like it's got good lighting. I like the way that's integrated into here. The one thing that I thought was gonna be a negative, but then you squashed me on this one. For somebody like me, I like to have a fender on the back because I don't like the skunk stripe when I go through puddles and whatnot. And I guess you're making a rack that goes, it replaces this bar here that will extend out to here.
Correct.
And then that's your rear fender. The range I think is great. It says 90 miles on your website with the big battery, and this one has the big battery. Obviously, you get out in the dirt, it's gonna go way down. But realistically, anybody that rides motorcycles, 90 miles is quite a ways on a bike like this. 45 miles out in the dirt, that's quite a ways too.
Quite a ways, yeah.
So that'll give you some good entertainment.
Yeah.
Charging on this is 4 to 5 hours.
With a
5
110.
with the big battery.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with a 110 socket.
Yeah.
Now, do you operate with a 220?
We do, yeah. And so that'll cut that down.
Faster charge.
Oh, way faster, yeah. So cut it in
Okay.
half, if not more.
The miles per hour, you have 55 on your website, but it might go a little faster.
It might just go a little bit faster.
Not with my big on it, but but some people.
Yeah,
You get
that's fair.
somebody. The owner of this, the guy that bought this, is 175 pounds.
The cool thing about him buying this too, he never rode a motorcycle. He went around the block. He said, "Where do I write you a check?"
Yeah. And he's coming from an e-bike.
Mm-hmm.
to this, to an e-motorcycle, I guess.
After the test drive on this, as lightweight as the bike was and how maneuverable it was very friendly for somebody to approach that hadn't really been familiar with motorcycles, the weight of them, the handling of it. It handled very crisp, it was very responsive, and just really easy to ride. It was just really user-friendly.
And it looks like really nice construction. You got the 1-inch chrome moly tubing, and it looks like you've got it all solid state. You're not gonna get water in there and ruin your electronics or battery.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
So this side doesn't pop off as one solid piece. This side accesses all the electronics, but it's sealed up with these M5 fasteners. Your communication port is up at the top. You can access it when you take the tank off, and then the communication to your motor is in the back.
I think we ought to take it out and romp this thing around a little bit.
I
and
agree.
See how it does.
Yeah, I agree. You're gonna have a blast.
Can't wait. Get my fighter pilot mode on. There we go. This thing is great. I highly recommend it. Matter of fact, see ya.
Okay, so we saw the little house made of sticks.
Right.
Okay, so this is the third piggy's house because it's made of
Stone.
bricks. Stone, yeah.
That is not brick, my friend.
That is stone.
That's stone.
Yeah. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're on our way to Lost Springs. We're lost, so we don't know. We may actually be there, but we've been traveling in the watermelon crawl out here, and you know there's so much history out here in the West.
It's beautiful. I mean, we got the swell over here, and then we got the beautiful book cliffs on the other side. We're just sandwiched into some gorgeous scenery.
No, there's something important though. Okay, these artifacts here. I mean, this is like a leasehold for somebody. The cattlemen actually still use this. As a matter of fact, there's some salsa in there on the shelf, which I wouldn't eat for all the money in the world right now.
No, are you sure?
No, no. But
don't quote him on that.
But you're certainly welcome to look, observe, and leave it the way you found it, and you can find a great bunch of history out here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's great with the kids. They're having a ball. The dogs, everybody's just having a blast out here.
Right. Let's learn a little bit about this history.
We're on the edge of the reef, on the northern Santa Fe Reef, meaning we're north of I-70. I'm a history nut. I hike, I mountain bike, I motorcycle, and now I even drive a Razor. I started riding in this country in about 1982 when we started putting on motorcycle races a little north of us. We are at Smith Cabin, or Smith Cow Camp, and this was a Wayne and Betty Smith homestead back in the days, early 1900s. We just had, where we had lunch earlier today at the Rock House, that was also Wayne and Betty Smith. So you had Old Spanish Trail, you had the Gunnison Expedition looking for a railroad route to California, and then you had the railroad of 1881-83, that was the Denver Rio Grande Western, trying to connect Denver to Salt Lake, and then modern day power line that we paralleled. They all travel through Tidwell Draw because it was the easy travel route, the easy passage route, just like it was for us today. Well, Spanish Trail goes back to the 1700s. And then, of course, you had the Fremont Indians before that. So anywhere there's water, humans were there. The railroad needed the water for the steam engines of the early day. And so water pretty well dictated development, homesteading, livestock of any sort. And it also drew the animals, which were the food source for the early Native Americans. So everything centers around water, just like today.
Well, there's Alan bringing up the rear. by a long shot. He must have found some other piece of history out
He
there.
is amazing. What a tail gunner. He's a history buff. He has been just such a joy on this
Well,
ride.
yeah, but he's a tail gunner because he goes, oh, look, there's another cabin, you know?
He does move pretty slow. He's looking at...
You've never been with him on a motorbike.
Oh, no. Are you kidding?
He is lickety-split.
He is awesome on his bike, yeah.
Anyway, we still have dinner ahead.
And we get to take a shower. Woo! I am, you know that show Good, Bad, and the Ugly?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely not good. I'm just bad and ugly right now because this has been one dirty road.
But it's been a fun road.
It's been great.
Anyway, we are going to head off for dinner. You go to this week's Along the Way.
It can be easy to take southern Utah for granted. After a while, one can become blasé about the red rock and snow-capped mountains. The incredible scenery can become, well, ordinary. But the best way to shake off those feelings is to experience this magical land with first-time visitors.
Back home, when you look around, it's a couple hundred yards, maybe a half mile is about as far as you're going to see us. You come out here and you get on the mountaintop and you look for 30, 40 miles. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in at one time. You can look as far as you want to in any direction and see anything you want to see. It's beautiful, breathtaking, overwhelming.
Well, we were just talking about bringing the kids back just 5 minutes ago. We did FaceTime, and
FaceTime.
My oldest, I don't think he's ever FaceTimed that long with me. And they already want to come. Yeah, it's just from FaceTime.
Venturing out here with family is one of the best ways to experience the awe-inspiring landscapes, even if it isn't your first time.
It's our second time out here and we love it.
The purpose of this trip was for them to ride their bikes and learn how to ride their bikes out in the desert and enjoy camping.
And staring at rocky cliffs that look like they're gonna fall down. I love to see all the scenery, and biking is one of my favorite things to do, and I just love to be out here in the peace and quiet and being able to see everything. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Usually the spring is amazing out here. It's a little cold this weekend, but normally it's perfect. I think it was 70 degrees when we got on the trail on Thursday.
First time I stepped out on the slick rock, I was not expecting my feet to stick. I was expecting it to be like rock and be kind of slippery, dusty. Definitely not as abrasive as what it's been. It was fun. It was one of the things I've seen in magazines for years, seen on other four-wheel drive shows. It was cool to actually do it. You really can't tell it's that steep. It was fun ride, definitely.
You can't tell because you're a thrill seeker.
That could be it. That could be it.
Honestly, I trust Tanya so much. I was just enjoying watching her. She's really good at what she does. I was feeding off of her. There was one time I was like, okay, let's get it together, little lady. I wasn't nervous, but then she was nervous, and I'm like, am I supposed to be nervous?
You move a little bit, watch everybody else, talk a little bit. It's as much about socializing with other people as it is actually doing it. Spending time with them, having fun.
Overall, it was just an experience. I actually don't think I'm going to completely digest it until I get home. I would say if you're a thrill seeker, it's a 10.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are just wrapping up the day here at the Watermelon Crawl, and everybody's getting together for a meet and greet. Now this is a little bit different. Some people have been to the hotel and they've kind of cleaned up, and some of us are still kind of dusty.
Well, because we're not staying at this one, so we still look like We just got off the trail,
We're a
which
little
we did.
slow getting off the trail, you know. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
But they are doing something different this year for the watermelon crawl. They've got a lot of vendors, and they put up some prizes, and they're doing a meet and greet, and they're doing some giveaways. One of them is worth noting. People have been on alert today for somebody who went above and beyond and did that Good Samaritan thing that our fans are all about.
You bet.
And they're going to get something special.
I can't wait to see what the prize is going to be.
Well, we'll find out. But right now, you have one task left on your assignment sheet, and that's to look at next week's show. Next week, Scott Huntsman is back in Sand Hollow, and he is letting the games begin as he gets an inside look at the off-road games. Then, we're joining the Lone Peak four-wheelers as they take us out for a little trip back in time. We're going to get to enjoy some amazing rock art in 9 Mile Canyon. Finally, we're getting an in-depth look at a book that will be your guide to the lost trails and what you can do to ensure that those trails remain open. Now, let's take a look at our calendar of events. First up, May 24th and 25th at the Millard County Fairgrounds in Delta, it's the Classic Rock Crawl, which is the best way to come see some extreme rock crawling up close. Visit deltaclassicrockcrawl.com to stay up to date. Then, May 29th to June 1st is the Outlaw ATV Jamboree in Uintah County. Come on out to Vernal and spend the extended weekend where the Outlaws once rode and the dinosaurs might still roam. You can sign up for these amazing guided ATV trails by visiting strideevents.com for more information. And be sure to visit our events page at ayltv.com to stay up to date on all the great jamboree and off-road and outdoor events that are going to be happening throughout the year. Let's just hear a whoop for spring. Whoop, whoop! As you can see, when you come down to the watermelon crawl, it's just like spring break for off-roaders.
Only everybody has their tops on.
That's exactly right. Anyway, we've had a great time down here at the watermelon crawl in Green River, Utah. You need to put it on your calendar for next year. You can go to the city website, you can get all the details for it, and you won't miss this 3 days of fun.
Oh, I'm not kidding. It's like beautiful scenery, beautiful people, and delicious food. It's the place to be. It
and
really
it was like
is.
80 degrees today.
Fabulous.
You
yeah.
really missed out.
Yep.
Anyway, like we prove every week on this show, there's adventure around every bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure.
At your